am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and my panelists tonight, we got a guy that need no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. To my bottom left, we got a guy that pulls a lot of strings. Behind the scenes, we got Mr. Dennis Noel. To my right, to my, you know, whatever that is right there. We got the way we ever do it, CFB Moon. Gentlemen, how we doing? Nino's been killing it on the Twitter, man. You just feel like going viral, like, you know what I'm saying? like that's what we doing.
We're trying to branch out. We're trying to touch every fan base. You know, we're trying to get things popping. But I'm excited. I mean,
are you?
We can talk some more G6. You know,
I'm going to Alex Trebek this episode. This is going to be fun. R.I.P. to one of my goats. Me and my family watched that show religiously. D-Now, you had to hold down the fort last week. How was that, brother?
I did. It was rough. I survived. Just for my family to leave Friday for spring break while I'm stuck here working. So,
oh God,
just kick me while I'm down, sort of thing.
Double dip, huh?
Yeah. That's crazy. Moon, how's life going in Atlanta for you, brother?
Fast pace, not slowing down. But we one day closer to the season starting, so you know that's a vibe. I'm counting down the days. This is the toughest time of the year for me, bro. I'm over here watching old game replays from 2025, like living in the glory days.
I think I saw we're like 150 some days away from from football. So
I've always said April 1st was the start of my new year. It's always been the start of my new year. I think college football has a great deal to do with that. And then May is my power month. May is my birthday's in March, but like May is my, you know what I'm saying? That's my month. So I'm super excited for the college football season. We're gonna talk a lot more about G6 this year. I'm super excited to. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna have some punches thrown this one. I may have to litigate a little bit, but we're gonna kick this episode. We're gonna have a roundtable discussion about the best G6 games of 2026, and we're gonna do this differently. Army Navy is a lock for me. We're not gonna talk about that game. Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State is a lock for me. We're not gonna talk about that game. 3 through 5, we are going to discuss. We're gonna go through games, and we're gonna all make a case. Nino,
can I? Before we get started, sorry, I know we want to keep this on rolling. Is Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State a lock now that Kennesaw State's coach left and their big name players left? Is that a lock?
Wait, say that again?
I think.
What did he just say?
He said it's Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State.
The bigger name players transferred out.
Yeah.
Jacksonville
Is it
State?
a lock?
No,
Kennesaw
Kennesaw State.
Who transferred?
Their quarterback, for one, right? He's up in Syracuse.
Both of them.
Okay,
But-
you're making my point for me.
No, but it's not. It's
And
not
the
a
coach
point.
also
It's not a
left, though.
point. It's not his point. It's not a point, bro.
Let's discuss it before we get into the other ones. Is Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State a lock? Everybody gets 60 seconds to discuss it. It's not a lock for D now, I would assume.
No,
Alrighty.
it's not.
And
Yes.
majority rules. Is it a lock for you, on why?
Yes, it was. They gave us 2 great games last year. They played once in the regular season. They play again in the championship. I mean, they got a little rivalry going on right now, and it's not like the schools are that far away from each other. But Kennesaw State might make my list twice. Actually.
Whoa.
And I feel like you're saying, well, hey, they got transfers leaving. Dexter Williams left.
That's a part of it. That
mean,
that matters.
it's a huge
It's
part,
all inclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, but my thought process is, as long as Coach Mack is in the building, we straight,
You
bro.
believe.
I've seen this program up close and personal, bro. Ain't nothing slowing down.
All right.
Okay, Nino, talk to me.
Nothing slowing down.
I mean, I kind of reiterate what Moon said. I think the matchups from last year, the games they gave us, obviously the championship, conference game, and I don't think that Mac is that much of a fall off from the previous coach. Like I think he can maintain the standard that they've had for the
Good job, Nino.
I was
Say
going
with
to
your
say,
chest.
I was waiting for that
Past-
because you said not much of a fall off, but I think he had to fall off.
No,
He's
that
he's
could
an
be a
upgrade.
fall off. I'm not saying 10 off the rip. I think they will be up there and contending for a top spot. And I just think that he can maintain the standard that they've had over the past couple seasons. So
It's about to heat up. Nino, I'm sorry, D. Now, what's the game you will replace it with? Let's talk about that.
Be smart.
Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Give me some time to think about that.
So, all right, Nino, pick a game, any game. What game, other than the top 3 we've named so far, should be an automatic in this top 5? And give me your reasons why.
New Mexico and Hawaii. I think
Okay.
programs again duking out at the top of their conference.
Check your mic settings, Nino.
Hello? Oh, 1 2 1 2.
No, we're good. We're
Yeah.
good. I think it's just a little latency.
They were 2 teams that kind of at the top of the conference last year. And Hawaii came out of nowhere, finally figured it out under Timmy Chang as the head coach. You know, the quarterback stepped up, he figured it out at the end of the year. You know, over 3,000 yards. You know, he was able to nip the turnovers in a bud at the end. And this kid is back, returning. I mean, I know they lose that big outside receiver, but Pope Ashlock is back. You know, I think they were kind of a low-key favorite in this conference. And then New Mexico, I know everybody hated us, when we put up the G6 coaches. But, I'm going to show them some love. They have been a team that's been battling in Mountain West past couple of years. Jason Eck has got this program turned around. And, I think they're another team. They had, 10 wins last year, I believe. Hawaii had 9. So I think this is for me, it's a preview of something that we could see again at the end of this conference to possibly put them in the college football playoff. I think one of those teams could be sneaky in the college football playoff because outside of the American, I think these other conferences are kind of weaker when it comes to the G6. So I think that this matchup here, this is an implication of a team. One of these teams could be, that G6 bid to the college football playoff. So for me, this is a must game.
Hawaii was excellent last year. Love your point. Come on, give me an automatic.
Y'all not trying to hear this, bro. But the game that was already there, that's that. And this is out of nowhere, but it's only because I got roots here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But I think it's September the 5th or early September. Georgia State has to play Kennesaw State. I know where my list is. That's up there. I know you're not gonna say it. I know. But that's on my list, dog. That's on my list. That game is important. It's super important. It's super important. The reason why.
Take the region out of it, bro. And it's not Kennesaw State. I rock with Kennesaw State. I don't rock with Georgia State, bro. You know that. It's something I kept behind the scenes for a very long time. I don't rock with them.
I know. Trust me. I know. And there's times where I don't rock with them either.
I know.
But if you talk about programs that trajectories matter, 2026, 2027, 2028 matters so much for Kennesaw State and Georgia State. And it's like they're going in 2 totally different directions. Like,
I can see that.
Kennesaw State was not supposed to achieve everything that they have been achieving right now
so
after just getting into the Conference USA, and then now you're reigning the champions for basketball, you're reigning champions for football, you actually wiped the floor the last half of the season in football, and then you talk about Georgia State, who just had to play Georgia Tech not that long ago. Like, that game they got wiped the floor with, nothing to brag home about, but that game matters as far as regionality. I really do feel like that because you let Kennesaw beat Georgia State, bro. Like, Dale McGee, they're going to be calling for him. He already calling to get fired, but they're going to be calling for him to get fired. They're going to be saying, Kennesaw is doing what Georgia State's supposed to be doing. And when you market and you make your big brand as New Atlanta, but then the school that's 20 minutes north is the real New Atlanta, it's kind of like a controversial thing. So I'm putting that up there as far as games. It's on the honorable mention side. It's probably not going to make the list, but on the honorable mentions, you start looking at beginning of the year, it's going to have a lot to do, especially since it's Sunbelt versus Conference USA, and they need that for jockeying.
I like it. D, now are you ready? Because I'm ready.
I'm ready. All right. I'm going. He's not in the comments yet, but I'm going Boise State, Memphis is the game that I would replace it by. You got Madison coming back. You got Riley. You got Gaines coming back for Boise State. Then you got potentially one of the toughest G5 quarterback rooms of who's going to win. You got Stokes, you got Aaron Nolan from Memphis. So that's where I'm going.
Oh, can I real quick? I'll put my 30 seconds to chime back. So that will replace an uncertain Memphis team that's got a lot of.
I think Memphis is going to be one of the best G5 schools in the country.
They're going to be better than what they were with Ryan Silverfield.
Mm-hmm.
That is bold.
It's because you believe in Hof.
Well, and I'm a huge Marcus Stokes fan.
You think he's going to even win the job?
I do.
So that would mean that Aaron Nolan's done.
Yep.
Because if you can't win a job at a G6 school after being a 5-star,
I think Marcus Stokes beats Aaron Nolan. I'll go on record right now if that's what you want.
I'm not gonna lie. I trust D Now's crystal ball predictions. If he say that, I believe it.
I'm glad someone does. But
all right, this is a game that I am fucking pounding the table on. I am talking about the Shula Bowl that is named after Don Shula, one of the greatest coaches in American sports. We had FIU snap a 7-game win streak by FAU a year ago. I know I was high on FAU a season ago, but you could just see it. There was a game against UConn, who's a damn good G6 team last year, and they went toe to toe with them. They also went toe-to-toe with another budding G6 team last year in Navy. Caden Van Kelp is back. Eason Messer is back. It's another year in the system. Zach Kitley is a sicko. There is nobody in college football who runs the turbo system faster than Lane Kiffin. FAU was a close second. Me and Moon was at their fall camp last year. It was fast. JJ Cole, App State last year, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He will be the starting quarterback at FIU this year. We got a Con USA versus the American matchup. I believe that this is a top 5 game.
I love the FAU side of it, but for me, the biggest buzz coming out of FIU is the fact that Pitbull never wrote the anthem for their football team like he was supposed to. So when the buzz is about a guy that didn't write an anthem going into spring, I don't know if I can put them in a must-see game. But FAU, I believe.
That's cap. That's cap. If you're from the outside looking in, that's what you would think the news is. But this team made a bowl after starting the season very shaky, and Coach Willie Simmons did that. Like, he turned the tables. If they go bowl eligible again in Conference USA, I'm not going to be surprised. But I think their next tier is beating the snot out of FAU. Like, that's their next tier. Really. Now, am I picking that? No.
Nino's
going to get a fair rebuttal. I'm going to remove me and D now. Y'all going to go head to head.
No, I'm with
what? On FIU?
I'm not trying to battle him about it. Like, I'm cool. I just
run it up, Nino. Let's go.
I'm not trying to box this one out. I was actually going to bring in a totally different game. Like, I know you
all right, cool.
In the FIU thing, but like I was shocked that we had no, and I know you're out because you have a headache about it, KT. But I mean, we're going to talk about a game that's got a storyline. I mean, Liberty versus Coastal Carolina. He going against his old squad.
Where's that game at?
Facing, I believe it's at Coastal.
It's in Conway.
That's
an interesting storyline.
Got to come home to it. You know what I mean? So like, I figured that was a game that would have some kind of merit, have a little weight to it. But I mean, obviously FIU, you know, right down the road from each other. But like I said,
wow. So we got a lot of games here, right? Is Army Navy the lock at 1 for me? It is. It is. It's probably going to be frustrating to people because, of course, we had Monken as our number 1 coach, and then we have this as the number 1 game. People are going to be frustrated. I don't give a damn personally, but I think, like, Army Navy, the funniest thing is, like, I will turn that thing on, and it's about the pageantry, bro. Yeah. It's about what it means. It's about the tears in the eyes, the coverage that the games get. Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess where I want to go with next is Army Navy lock for number 1. I want to hear some opposition. Me and D now are on board for yes. And actually, D now said something great in the green room. Would you repeat that for us, D now?
Oh, here we go. You had to come in with the that's the out of box, left hook. You know.
So I think so what I said was it has to be a lock for number 1 because no other G5, G6 game has to have an executive order written to keep it where it's at. So
is that because of the game, or is that because of the
military service about it
and everything around it?
No, I guarantee it's because of the game. As someone who was in the military, things like that can be moved around if it needs to be. Like for high stakes things like that,
So
it
it's
can
not
be
because
moved.
of the college football playoff.
No, I think it's because of what is the last weekend of college football? Army Navy. Everyone always tunes in. Millions of people who don't even have an interest in those two teams
Technically,
tune in to watch
yeah.
that game. Yeah, technically, yes.
Because rivalry week is week 13, so that's technically the end before the beginning.
No,
But-
this is the end. This is the
That's
end.
the culmination.
Yes.
I can't do that.
The only way that this game should be moved, and I'm gonna go off schedule again, so I apologize. The only way that this game should be moved if it's like week 00, and this is how you open the season. That though would probably cause more of an issue schedule-wise, logistic-wise for the two academies than having it towards the end. Because if you think about it too, these guys are already starting their weight cut process for that last game. Like week 1, the linemen are pushing 280, but come week 14, 15, whatever week it falls on, they're closer to 260 already, starting to cut because they have to drop down within height and weight standards within like 60 days of the season ending. So they're gradually doing it as the week goes.
That's interesting.
Nah,
I think
that's facts.
Nino has some opposition to this. We're going to go solo to Nino. Talk to me.
So, I mean, it's not. Everybody's going to hate me now. Not that I don't think that. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, he's a terrorist. He's against the country.
I'll
Yes,
say
if you
I'll
wanna
say
talk-
that there's multiple games on Halloween weekend that's gonna be better than Army Navy this year.
Shut your
Whoa.
mouth.
If you want to talk about tradition, yeah, all right, fine. Army Navy can be one, but I said to you guys before, I just think that if it's going to be a little bit more merit, a little bit more, then we have weight to the season, and that's kind of how I went. Not about weight overall; it's weight to what the best games for me, G6 wise, would be, and where it could hold. I think that Navy Air Force might hold a little bit more in the service games than Army Navy will. I think there's a possibility that that game could have implications in their conference. Victory-wise there. Again, Army, yes, Monken's one on our list, but, man, they have a shit ton of new people coming in and out, and they're going to have a new – the scheme doesn't change. We got new people learning the scheme. Their backups, the backups are gone. Noah Short is gone. Like, the Swiss Army, everything that they had, the guys that they relied on for 3-4 years now, those guys are all gone. So now it's a whole new wave of guys, and I just don't know if out the box year one with a lot of dudes are going to be first-time starters, if it's going to be business as usual. You know what I mean? So I think with Air Force having a lot of returning, Navy, yes, they lost Horvath and they lost that running back, but they have guys who put up points and numbers last year for them when needed to in a backup role. I think they just kind of plug and play for Navy, and with Air Force's returning, experience and production on offense, I just feel like that has more weight when it comes to like a service game. If you want to talk, what's going to be the best G6 game to watch all year, obviously one is Army Navy. That's their own
But
week.
you gotta wait all the way to the season is
That's
over
what makes it beautiful.
for beautiful. That makes a headache because I have to wait and skip over all these other games just to get Army versus Navy.
You're
I'm not
right,
hating,
but
I'm
I'll be
just
the devil's
being
advocate.
opposition.
It's going to get the most numbers. It's going to have the most views.
Of course.
And when you want to go with the most viewed
CBS.
G6 game, I got to say Army Navy.
Why
will have
isn't
to be a lot.
JMU and San Diego State getting more love?
I think because we're still waiting on Lewis to do it for San Diego State, and then JMU is still the
Billy
unknown.
Napier? You like that
It's not-
taste he gave you?
It's not even really the taste. It's the fact that like we still have a lot of unknowns with JMU.
Here's my thing. We just watched Billy Napier fuck up DJ Lagway. You don't think Billy Napier is going to fuck up Alonzo Barrett? like, dude, this kid came back early from an injury and had success. I just don't trust Billy Napier right now.
Even at the G6 level?
Yeah, even at the G6 level.
Come
'Cause
on,
I feel like he's
Billy.
You want to know
Come
why?
on.
Because he's going to try. I feel like in year one he's going to try so hard to replicate Louisiana's success because this is where I did my thing, right? And I don't know if year one is going to be as successful as he's.
Who's competing with them in the Sun Belt?
Who? App
is it-
State.
Is it no, I'm asking, like, can Marshall compete? We seen them have some success last year. ODU, will they repeat the success that they had a year ago? Like, there's some teams in the conference. So
ODU, no. They lost their quarterback. No.
Possibly.
Okay.
But they got a
Coastal
system.
in their
Bro.
conference, possibly. Coastal might be able to compete in that.
No.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay. But
No.
Troy as well when it comes to the
Yeah, Troy
Yes,
championship
I give you
is-
Troy.
Troy's gonna
But
be
Coastal, no.
there. Why not?
Why not?
First off, I feel like I'm not hating, bro. I'm just putting two and two together. I feel like Coach Beard bit off more than he could chew. He should have just stayed at Missouri State. That's just me. He should have just stayed.
Nah.
I feel
Nah,
like
I mean,
it was
they
a
knew
lateral move.
what?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Going to Coastal? Yeah.
It's a lateral move.
No,
They had
somebody's better
nobody there. They had nobody there for their spring game. This is the same school that offered Snapback Sports to come on their school campus and have a whole spring game.
you talking about Coastal?
Festivities? Yes.
Did you see how many
this
people
is
at the
same-
Nebraska spring game?
Did you see that Coastal made all their concessions free for their school and they still can't get nobody to show up?
What just happened?
I don't know where Nino went.
I don't know if he lost power.
He might have lost power.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
There he is.
You gave me the heebie-jeebies and kicked me out.
Hey.
Bruh.
Okay. So
Coastal?
Missouri State was just in the FCS a few years ago, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes. 2 years ago.
He should have just stayed with his players. They had a great season this past year. A great season. And I know you get one job, they start calling, but nah, like I feel like he bit off more than he could
Didn't we
chew.
just speak 2 episodes ago that the American and Sun Belt were pretty much the only G6 conferences of any relevance that's been on the way up? Wouldn't you want to go with what's on the way up?
Yes, and I look at Coastal from what's on the way up, and I say they might not be as up as it could be this
But
year.
that conference is on the
Still
way up.
better
And
than-
hey,
yeah.
they're
They still got
transferring.
it. They on the east
You
side.
think JMU's winning 12 games?
I don't think JMU gonna be winning 12 games, but I'm higher.
You think
on
Old
Billy
Dominion's
Napier.
winning 10?
Let me finish. I'm higher on Billy Napier than I am on other rest of the coaches. I still got question marks on Dowell Loggins or at App State. I definitely got question marks about Dale McGee.
I have more questions about Conference USA as a conference.
Yes. And JMU
And that's
went 8-0 in the conference. I don't believe they're going 8-0 in the conference this year. Coastal
I gotta pull up this
on a
schedule.
down year went 5-3. They were 3rd in the conference. But to throw Coastal out the window, dude, right off the rip, I think is wild. I know the success hasn't been great in a couple seasons, but
you talk to
I
me
think
all the time about returning production.
I hate return.
No, he hates
Transfer
return.
I
he has
hate that
return
shit.
production.
You
I love it. He has return production.
We still have conversations about transfer portal. We still have
Yeah, we do.
conversations on these topics that matter because you still have to field a team. And I'm just saying, like, if they do struggle this year, I won't be surprised. I just think that he had something good going at Missouri State.
He took some of the players with him, right? Deuce is from Missouri
But
State.
you're not Alex Golish. You're not Alex Golish.
Whoa.
You're not the dude at Oklahoma State.
Wow!
No.
Wow! Shit!
I'm just being honest. You
Alex
just-
Golish.
This is his first year out here. Like he overachieved with Missouri State. I want to see you run it back. That's just
Are
me
you
personally.
solid because he left Missouri State?
But he's solid.
I feel
Yes.
like that's
Moon
where
is
he's
solid on that. I'll
Yes,
give
I'm
Moon this
solid on
because
that.
he said the same thing about Eddie George remember it was a
When
whole
you leave
debacle about
something
that
too
conversation.
soon. Yeah. Me and Nino got into it over Eddie George. But my thought process is if you leave something good too soon, I would have felt that way if Justin Eck left New Mexico and went to another job. Nah, you got a good thing cooking. Keep cooking. Missouri State, we're synonymous with Coach Beard. We known this man. He came up through the ranks. Tell me Missouri State fans not sitting there saying, dang, bro.
But you don't think some of the same
job, right?
You don't think some of the same thoughts happened? My bad, Nino. You don't think some of the same thoughts happened with Casey Keeler when he left Sam Houston State after bringing him up and then going to Temple?
Yeah. But Casey Keeler is a dog's dog. So like he was going.
We can say that now, but at the time there was questions.
Yeah, because
You know
we
what I'm saying?
thought Phil Longo was gonna cook, and that didn't happen.
And it didn't happen. Right. So I don't know.
I mean,
okay.
I hope
My thing is
for the
it's a
best.
job, right?
I just wish that he had. We talk about infrastructure, personnel. You talk about people in place. You talk about money. You talk about all these things. If the best thing that you can offer me is a beach in your backyard, then we gotta have the better conversations about this.
Hold on.
Alrighty.
Here's
Are
my
you
thing.
willing to
It's-
go
it's-
on record and say Georgia State won more games than Coastal this year?
That was a
Georgia
hard
State and
pass.
Coastal? Because I can't say that.
Okay.
But I would say that if you had to ask me, who do I have more faith in? JMU winning 8 games again, or Coastal winning more games than Georgia State? I would say, Georgia State winning more than Coastal than JMU.
Man,
I think Kennesaw State gonna win more.
You
than,
went a curvy way around.
Yeah, you did.
I'm higher on Georgia State this year only because they have no other way to go but up.
I think it's still the same.
Zero's below with the hat last year. hey, Mike, take this list. Look at this.
Ted Hurst not coming back to save him,
A head coaching job, right? I look at a head coach job as a store manager, right? If I'm a store manager at Gasparello's convenience store, right?
Yeah.
I'm real good. Boom, go. I do good. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you tripled my profit in one season. This is crazy. 1 year you being here, you tripled my profit. But my friend happens to run Stop and Shop, right? And I told him about how I got this guy. Well, I got this guy, and he's really successful in 1 year. I got a good thing going.
Stop and Shop
going with me, right? But Stop and Shop calls. Or say Shaw's calls, which may be the next level below Stop and Shop. Okay. Right?
This man went from Wawa to Chevron. He went from Wawa to Chevron.
If you're putting Mose as Wawa, then we are in the wrong conversation.
He went from QT. He went from QT Quick Trip to
is that like
7-Eleven, bro?
Missouri State's
7-Eleven to maybe a Wawa or a QT.
I was gonna say, does that mean Missouri State is high too?
Bro,
Wawa's banging. So
I'm giving credit. I'm giving credit to Missouri State.
Yeah, and I'm saying he went up, bro.
That's wild.
He's going up.
Right.
He's moving up like the Jeffersons. He got an opportunity. A job is.
I promise you, I'm not trying to troll, bro. Like when I talk about Coach Beard, like I'm rooting for him the best, but logically, I don't really see it, bro.
I'm going to bring this back full circle. I think we have 3 games, or maybe 2. Let's get this top 5 certified. Army Navy is 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can't. I'm not gonna be devil's advocate.
Yes.
It's 2. It's 2. I know. How do we feel about this Hawaii and New Mexico game? I know how Nino feels about it. It's up there. It's in the top 5.
I'm for it. I honestly didn't even think of it when I made my list. So
okay.
I'm for it though.
I wanted to put that game at 2.
I mean, I'm high on that game, but
I would put it in the top 5. I wouldn't put it as 2.
Yeah, 2. Okay, so you'll put it where?
I would say probably
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Yeah.
3 or 4.
We could do 4.
So we could do 4. So we got 1. We got 4. What's 2?
I think FIU could be 5.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Alrighty. And
Yeah,
then
I'm
so
good
we
with
got
that.
2 and 3. Where we at?
2
I
and
like
3.
Memphis
Kennesaw and
UNLV.
Memphis
as 2.
UNLV can be 2 if you want. What you say, Nino?
He don't believe in Memphis.
I'm going with weight. I'm trying to look at weight and implications.
Yeah. It's different.
Mean more.
Would you swap like
What
New
about the-
Mexico UNLV or like
Wait. Talk to me, guys. Try to get me off the cliff on this Temple Toledo game.
Temple and Toledo?
Someone Toledo play?
I think Toledo takes a step down. Honestly.
This year?
You don't believe in a new coach?
No, I love the new coach.
Candle meant a lot to that program.
I'm more concerned that his guy didn't come with him. His quarterback didn't come with him.
That's a great way of looking at it, honestly.
Had his quarterback came with him, I'd be extremely high on UT. But his quarterback didn't come with him.
All right, random question. But where are we at first year of Jim Mora in Colorado State?
I mean, with his quarterback being hurt too over the summer.
And he lost his number 1 running back. That kid was a dog. I feel like,
And he took the job when he really didn't even have to go nowhere.
he did. Why? I don't understand. See,
That's
you
a
are-
lateral movement.
That's
a
what
lateral movement. That might
that's
be
what I
a
don't
big
like.
This one, it makes more that most states.
So am I giving Coach Beard the treatment that I should be giving to Coach Mora?
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2 and 3, we got a great pool of games here. I think you've all made compelling points.
Can I throw a dark horse out
And
there?
how about this? How about
Yeah.
we move up? We move up. The New Mexico, Hawaii, the 3.
To 3. I'm a fan. of that.
FIU to 4.
Okay.
I know. I
Change
think there's
this one
3 out of the 4 here are on the fence with the Kennesaw Jack State being a key game. I don't know if we can get D now to kind of
I don't think
What about
Dion's
like a
gonna hop
North
on the
Dakota
board.
State, New Mexico?
I
Or
like-
New Mexico?
I thought about
That's
that
a
one,
good
but I
one.
also thought about North Dakota State going to Hawaii, but it's week
Or
11.
yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of, looking at the
I
schedule
like
right
North
now.
Dakota
Those were the
State and
two.
Sacramento State. Two new guys.
What about
in.
Sacramento State, Ball State? You know,
Oh, that's the
Ball sack.
I had to throw it out there.
Honorable mention. Ball sack is out
I
there.
just
was
look
gonna
at like
fit that in there.
two new teams coming into a conference with like the Sac State, North Dakota State game. I like that game as well.
I
Who
also
was
want to
we
say this
moving
though.
to 5? Did we figure that out? My apologies.
No, 5 is open, and obviously 2 is open. So I didn't know
5 and 2. Yep.
if Kennesaw and Jack State is something that you guys like it too. I thought that was
if we're doing majority, I was outvoted on Kennesaw State. So if you want to put it in the top 5, that's okay with me.
Man,
You guys
East
cool.
Carolina, bro. East Carolina got some games this year.
I think the other one we should put in is, I mean, the more I look at it, that New Mexico, Hawaii. Oh, you already have it in there. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
just
already in there.
flipped.
I'm not gonna lie. Nino kind of sold me on the Liberty and Coastal game.
See, you see.
Well, just the storylines though.
He got you going from QT. to
Storylines,
Sunday.
why? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what,
UTSA,
though?
are they not deserving to be in here somewhere?
UTSA.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure
What
out
game
where. What
they
Yeah.
have that has the hot
Maybe?
that comes with the heat game? Hey,
Week 7?
you mentioned
I
FAU.
kind of want to stay away from repeats if we can.
ECU, FAU. I think
I mean, you got UTSA, Texas State. You got.
Texas State's not going to be a good team this year, though. So it's like I'm saying, the weight of the game is where I was like,
I'm just UTSA, FAU
I got one.
at the end of
I
the
got one.
year.
What you got?
App State, 2 actually. App State versus ECU at Dowdy Ficklin, September
Okay.
12th.
that's
wouldn't be
third
bad.
week of the game. Yeah.
And then Halloween, App State goes to the prettiest little stadium in America at Georgia Southern on Halloween in the Sun Belt. Definitely. I'm not gonna say it makes the list, but it's
You
up
just
there.
you just making a case for it.
All right, so you mentioned
because you know
Jim
ECU
Mora.
is a crazy environment.
What about Tulsa? What about UTSA Tulsa?
Isn't that a rivalry?
I want to say
Alamo
it is.
Dome.
Tulsa is budding. We saw them last year. UTSA Owen McCown is back for his last year, right?
I think so.
Yes,
if I'm not
but they
mistaken.
lost.
I like
Hey.
Owen McCown. I like Coach.
Their
Traylor,
whole wide
too.
receiver room is changed. Right, Devin McEwen's gone.
That seems like almost every other year, like especially
Robert
at
Henry
the
Jr.
level.
is gone.
That's a lot of
These are-
pause.
But yeah, I mean that or UTSA at home against Colorado State. We talked. About
I would have
Jim
been
Mora.
all in on that game. I didn't know about the quarterback. What's good, Jalen?
It's weird that we haven't really mentioned Tulane a lot.
We haven't.
I think they're having a down. Another team
I'm
has
trying
a
to look
lot
at
of
that
holes.
schedule and I'm
to
like,
fill.
where is it going? Like, where is it gonna be?
Tulane at Charlotte.
What Tim Albin does in
Tulane,
year 2.
Tulsa?
Year one was abysmal.
Tulane, Tulsa, I can get behind. Tulane,
Tulane,
UTSA, I can get behind.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still
Do we have
Others-
Boise State on this list?
We
No,
don't.
thought so.
I don't have.
Just under honorable mention.
Boise State versus
I mean-
UNLV.
I mean,
Mem-
Do they play each
You
other?
are you high?
They do.
on Boise State?
I just
8 wins.
Yeah, I trust. I do trust.
Boise State versus
Spencer
Memphis.
Daniels,
That's what the one.
I don't trust Memphis.
That's what he said. Oh, what about Boise State, Fresno State?
At Valley Children's Stadium. Oh boy. Hey, I'm high on Fresno State this year.
Who's their quarterback this year?
Honestly.
Because it's
Let me
not
check.
EJ
Check.
Warner.
Check.
anymore.
Yeah. Warner's graduated.
Let me check.
Hey,
That's a good question.
who did Major Applewhite hire as a coach? It's another former player in South Alabama.
Major?
Major Applewhite's the head coach. He just hired
Boise?
somebody that was a former NFL player.
Yes.
I think me and Moon was talking about South Alabama. Was that a week ago or something?
I'm gonna go out there and throw this out there at Hancock Whitney Stadium. I'm gonna go South Alabama versus Troy.
Yes.
Oh!
Let's go. You know that game is gonna matter so
Tim Rattay is who
much.
hired.
That's
Tim Rattay, that's it.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Tim Rattay
Tim Rattay and Major Applewhite, that offense is going to
as a receiver coach.
Hey, I found out a
Just to
gem
get in the
about
door,
South
baby.
Alabama though.
Yeah.
To me, that game speaks volumes about our list.
Mm-hmm.
That game will speak so much volumes about our. No, seriously, like for any doubters, like that game will speak so much volumes, especially if we
And
had that at 5. I think
because-
I'm all in with that one being 5.
I think that's week 10. It's November
Yeah.
14th. That's going to have implications on conference, winners.
We're not gonna hear too much from South Alabama. They keep everything close to chest.
They
So,
do.
PJ Martin,
That's a good
RB1.
thing.
I'm taking PJ Martin, RB1. for
So
South
did we ever
Alabama.
figure out too? This is a tough list.
Yeah, we're going to go Jack State.
I think
Kennesaw
how it
State,
is
right?
now is okay.
You think so?
Yeah.
I agree.
I like
All right.
that.
All right, it's 9 o'clock. Let's talk about some springboard intel decision battles. And this is why Nino wanted a timer. And I
Told
We
you.
started late. We started late.
First stop, yeah, that's true. Very true. First stop, Clemson, South Carolina. We're going to start with my dog D now here. Christopher Vizzinia, named starting quarterback heading into fall camp. How do we like this move for Clemson? And can they bounce back from that 76 year that we had last year? D now, it's on you.
I mean, I would hope they can bounce back because there were some people calling out Dabo early last year. Naming this guy as the quarterback, I think, is probably the smart move. Yeah, you got the hot name freshman coming in, but this guy's taking reps. Yeah. I see you, Jerry. He's taking reps. We weren't even supposed to be in the Elite Eight, so let's get that set. He's taking reps for Clemson, so I think even if it's just to start, it's the right name to go with right here.
Oh, can I please real quick?
Yeah. You're next. Go ahead.
This is a pussy ass fucking move by Dabo's team. That's what this fucking shit is. I am a coward.
Wait, you want him to start the freshman who couldn't even run a read option right first
Hold
day of
up.
practice?
Yo, did you see the results from the spring game? Bro, neck and neck in the spring game, right?
After Dabo had to say no on that play, you're supposed to hand it off.
Yo, Dabo came out and said that both of them from practice to practice. This is a true freshman against a kid that's been there for 4 years sniffing Kate Klubnik's butt cheeks, dude, and he still can't outright win it. He just got the label for now. They asked Dabo after the spring game and said, is there a chance that Tate Reynolds could win this job? And he went, absolutely. He is a better athlete.
He may be, but for week 1, experience in the system
versus
is where
LSU.
you go.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something right now. You can bookmark this. Give me by week 6, Tate Reynolds is
I'm not
QB1
arguing with you
for
there.
the Clemson
But
Titans.
you know they don't do
But
that
the
type
question
of stuff,
was,
though.
heading
no?
into fall camp, is this the right move? And heading into
It's
fall camp, this is the right move. Whether
it's
it be a
just
pussy
take my
move or
job
not,
move. That's what it
this
is.
is the right move to
I'll
start
give you
with.
that. It's a
But-
pussy ass
But
move.
it's consistent. It's consistent with Dabo though. Last year we grilled him because
Wait,
he didn't play
did you just
Gideon
say
Davis.
Dabo's
Yeah.
Can we book on that? Moon said Dabo's a pussy.
Yes, he did. He did. I said it, and he said, "This is what we done." So yes,
Got him.
got it. Oh yeah.
Credentials, Rivo.
Hey, y'all are hilarious, dog. Hey, yo, that was hilarious, yo.
Sorry,
I
man.
just had us go come in here talking to D that.
Like, yo, I honestly, if he doesn't hit on Tate Reynolds, I have to question the future of the quarterback department for Clemson for the next 4 freaking years. Because homeboy said straight up, Chris Denson is raw. This is word for word from Dabo. His footwork, his mechanics, all of it is raw. He took 4 snaps in the spring game. 4.
I thought he was gonna get more. I will say that.
So, like, I'm worried if Reynolds doesn't emerge as, like, he said that
but-
Reynolds need to
but
separate
just
themselves from the other two.
But just
Already.
because you love Reynolds and you want him to be that guy, and he very much so could be that guy, that doesn't change the
He should be the
philosophy.
answer.
He should.
be,
Just
but
like
doesn't mean
Kate
that he will
Klubnik
be.
should have been the answer when they had DJ.
DJ, but they still struggle.
They
Like,
still stuck with. They
He's
still
a
stuck
what?
with DJ.
A JJ.
Who was the guy that Trevor took over for?
Trevor Lawrence?
Deshaun?
Nah.
No,
It was what's his name?
There was a-
Kelly Bryant.
Yeah, Kelly Bryant. There we go.
That's
That's
what
it.
Right, but when they both came in, we all knew that they were the starter.
But he started with Kelly first.
He did start with
he
Kelly.
did start with
and then
Kelly
Trevor
first,
took over.
and then Trevor took over, and then Kelly entered the transfer portal, and then
Yeah.
I don't think he was ever seen again like Unsolved Mysteries.
I think he went to Missouri or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think he did too.
So, Vizzinia, the sample size. You didn't like the sample size? They did lose to SMU, but I think he played well. Like, I watched that full game.
That was his only start in 3 years of being at Clemson. And
But
we've
it
seen
was
games.
not his only time being able to play.
No, he's played 4 games last year, and he played, I think, 2 games
I'm just playing
previously.
double advocate.
And we're coming in for, BFI garbage time. You want to consider some of that? That's fine, whatever. But
Well, all of 2026 was garbage time for Clemson.
yeah, you're right. He went 10 of 18. All right, and cool in a spring game against his own defense that were, mind you, Dabo even said it, that was a lot of freshmen because they want to play his big guys out there. He had a QBR of 118. Cool. Had a touchdown. Nice. I like it. Reynolds was 7 for 10. Yeah, he messed up the one play, but after that, he was floated. He was locked in because he got his ass chewed. Fine. He had a rushing touchdown. They say he got sacked 5 times, but if you're within like an arm's reach of him, it's a sack. So I don't count any of that. I just am. You say I'm on the Reynolds train. I'm on. Can we get something that's like a spark to Clemson? Because we have had a spark in 7 freaking years at Clemson at the quarterback department.
Is it true that scared coaches make safe picks?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is the layup. He said the team needed this, the players needed this. No, Dabo, you needed this. That's all it was. You needed to quiet the guys behind you, the big powers that be that were chirping, saying we need a guy who's going to be the guy, because all we keep hearing from all the other guys who know football is we don't have a guy, right? And you need to tell us who the guy is. I think Dabo's scared about that department. If Reynolds doesn't hit, oh my good God.
Next up, we have
I didn't even get
Conway,
to pop
Conway, South Carolina. We're going to start with Moon because Moon seems to have a beef with Conway, South Carolina right now. We got a red hot quarterback battle between Deuce Bailey, Trevor Jackson, Trey Guerrero, and Osiris Lopez. Moon, let's start with you. Who do you believe be the starting quarterback?
Probably Deuce. But I hear a lot about Cyrus. I think he's like probably the people's choice.
Massachusetts in the building.
You know what I'm saying? I hope that their offense can be explosive, but I feel like we're gonna have to look at so many more positions other than just a quarterback battle to really see, how good that this team really is gonna be. Like with Clemson, we can sit here and talk about Vizzinia versus Reynolds or Denson, because at the end of the day, Will Helt, Jaheim Lawson, Vic Burley, and Marcus Strong completely dominated the white team for the white team on Saturday, and it made me feel like Clemson's defense is going to be the bright spot yet again. So I can't say the same thing about Coastal. I think from what I'm getting from the spring game news is that there was some mistakes, mainly just penalties and things that they got to clean up. But I feel like Coach Beard is going to be proud of their effort. I mean, it's hard being a G6 school at the bottom, and you advertise your spring game. You put marketing dollars into your spring game. You partnered with Snapback Sports to do a spring game special where they do a flag football tournament, only for you to get to that day and nobody shows up for real. Like, that's tough. And I think that's what Coastal has to deal with, being a have-not in the college football world. I feel like Deuce Bailey, for the quarterback thing, he's playing more loose. He's playing more loose, a.k.a. the Deuce is loose. But I just think Osiris, when you hear rumblings of people from Coastal saying that he has phenomenal talent, it makes your eyes go up. Like, you said, what's his name again? Oh, with a name like Osiris, you should be. You should be. For the defense, I feel like the defense might be a little bit ahead of the offense for sure, especially the defensive front for them. But the coaching staff, they're going to have to just build cohesiveness all together, because I don't want to say this is a mass unit, but there's a lot of new faces in the building, and they want to lean towards like the Southern Miss side of things, where you hit the ground running with a new staff and you keep going, and the next thing you know, Coach Beard is at another job, because he used this as a perfect stepping stone. But those are my thoughts.
Let me ask you this, Mo. I think there's probably like 5% of G6 schools that like spring game. They're there. You know, I've been to big spring games. I've been to Maryland. Hardly nobody's in the stands. I've been to Clemson spring game, and it was packed to capacity. On a nice day, Myrtle Beach, Coach Carolina. I'm going to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's just what we're dealing with. D, now talk to me. Who's the starting quarterback here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Deuce, just like I said, for same reason I said with Clemson. He's got the reps underneath his belt. I want to believe in Trevor Jackson, but this is the third school in 3 years. And then Osiris, yeah, he's probably the better younger guy, I guess, for lack of a better word. But I think for fall camp, you try to rely on the guys who have the reps. Deuce has the reps. So
heading in, this is what the question is. I would have to say Deuce. But at 6 foot 170 scares the bejesus
yeah,
out of me.
that's a slot wide receiver.
And you're looking at a guy in Trevor Jackson who, you know, a former 4-star, I thought was going to give KJ Jackson a run last year. Apparently he had trouble catching on, which, hey, and whatever it may be, maybe at a different school, different scene, it might work. Listen, I'm from Massachusetts. I watched the AJ Green video. 8 million followers, 850,000 views. So Osiris Lopez goes off in his game, and I think Osiris Lopez and I don't want my local Massachusetts massholes to kill me. I just think he's a gadget player right now. I don't know that he is a guy that you could put in there and could give you everything you want out of a starting quarterback at this moment. I think he's got a little bit to learn. But there's a guy that's been there for a year or two. I think 1 year maybe. By the name of Trey Garea, former junior college player. Another guy. Everybody on this list is dual threat quarterback. This is another guy that's a dual threat quarterback. Guy put up almost 3,000 yards this last year at junior college, 24 touchdowns. Heading in, I'm gonna have to say Deuce, but I think this is one of those QB rooms that's gonna go right down to the end. He's got reps, but I just don't know if his size of reps in this conference, if he's going to work out for what they want. I think there's a good chance by default that Trevor Jackson might get an opportunity here. I think that, he's coming from the SEC, right? He even though he wasn't the starter, you had to learn an SEC program. You had to learn the book. You had to go through all the motions. I think there's a good chance we might see Trevor Jackson steal this one by the end of time.
If Trevor Jackson is going to do anything at this level, it has to be him.
Now, right?
It has to be him at Coastal. Yeah. It
has
to happen now. Yes.
Yeah, like they're on the same. You guys are 4-star recruits.
Or he's going to Carnet Ward next year.
Just don't let it be like
a if it don't play it out.
Deuce only has one start. That's the thing is Deuce got some reps, but he has one start against Middle Tennessee State. That's it. So to me, that's a wide open. Well, you got your backup. You brought your backup quarterback with you, which means
we're gonna have to add them to the fall camp tour. We're gonna have. I am going down to FAU this year, and I'm going to go to Virginia Tech. But I got to go to Coastal.
Deuce is your safety blanket. If your rest of your dudes don't pan out, I'll go with Deuce because he knows my system. That's what Deuce is.
But the thing is, we seen it last year. You do not want a situation where you're sitting here doing a quarterback carousel because that can sink ships.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
I agree with that.
Right.
And then your vision will come true. Yes, he should have stayed in Missouri.
That's why I say what I said. We got a battle, I think, right down to the wire here. And if they're close, I think that coach goes with Trevor, bigger quarterback, more of a can run more of a pro style offense, and I think that it's a safer bet for him.
You think he goes there without some promises? Hey, you'll get a legitimate chance to start. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he had to. Trevor went there knowing that it was open QB room, wide open room, win the job. He knew that he had to. If not, then boo-hoo on him.
Next stop, Lincoln, Nebraska. I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting to lose faith in the Cornhuskers. I ain't gonna lie to you, cuz I ain't gonna lie to you at all. We'll start with Nino on this one. Let's deliberate a red hot quarterback competition after the departure of Dylan Raiola, who's now in Eugene and also wearing Marcus Mariota number.
QB3 in Eugene.
Yeah, damn. QB battles between UNLV standout, also by the way of Charlottesville, Virginia. Anthony Colendrea versus TJ Leaf and Daniel Kaelin. Nino!
Can we establish it's actually a 2-horse race? It is not a 3-horse race.
It's really a 1-horse race.
Nebraska?
Why did he go there? Why did Daniel Kaelin go there?
I don't know.
It's
Matt Rule
Anthony
talks
Colendrea.
about, though, he's a glue guy. He's a glue guy is what Rule said. Like, he essentially said that he's got no chance to beat these
That's
two.
a disrespectful term.
But he's a glue
It's meant
guy.
to be a good term, but it's a
but it's a
disrespectful
kick
term.
in the nuts.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing. I don't
We
know
love
that
you,
it's
but
even a
you're
two-man
garbage.
battle. I think it's
It's a
Anthony
one
Colendra's
man.
job to lose. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Yeah.
kid whose trajectory's only been up since being at Virginia. Went from Virginia, should have never lost a job. What's his face?
Who does it?
He had been there for a long time. I want to say Banks, but it's not Banks.
Oh, I know who you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's going to bother me.
Yep.
but he should have never lost a job. This is a kid that's literally doubled everything from the year before at UNLV.
Musket.
Yes,
Tony
Musket.
Tony
Yeah,
Musket.
Tony
Season-
Musket.
Yeah,
His
that's
My
season at
question
UNLV was amazing.
Yes, it was.
Mountain West-
Moon, and
Mountain West
I'm
Player of
glad
the
you
Year.
brought this up. Do you believe? Because I don't. Oh, honestly, I don't. I'm very skeptical. I don't know if this Nebraska offense fits Colendrea.
Nothing. Nebraska don't fit Colendrea, but
I
we gonna
don't-
make it work.
I think it was a bag, bro. This is a
No.
bag move in my eyes. And I think
The
this
only
could cost
reason I
Matt
say
Rule-
that it's not is because go ahead, cook.
Because I think if this success, they don't have success with this kid through the portal, you got rid of a dude, right? You let him walk. You were trying to save him. You were like,
Who?
okay, you can go. Raiola. There was no trying to keep
He
him.
can walk.
They let him. I'm saying they let him. You got to understand the powers that be dished out some money for this fella. Okay, and Matt Rule was just let him walk away. Okay, and to bring in quote unquote his guy. Right, this is his guy. He attacked him like as soon as he hit the portal, it was like a piranha. Boom. This is. I do not know that Colendrea's style of play fits that Nebraska offense and Matt Rule's scheme. And I think that if he fails with throwing the bag at this kid and attacking him and not weighing all of his options, I think that he's opened the door out.
I push back and only say, add context and say, Dana Holgerson. Like that's who I'm looking at in this situation because. Bump Matt Rule for a second. Like Dana Holgerson really is giving the keys with a quarterback that is essentially one of his prototype type of guys. Dylan Raiola ain't mobile. Like
No, not at all.
Colendrea is exactly what you want. Like he had 2 touchdowns in this spring game, and an interception. I will mention that. But his second touchdown came on a highlight reel. He put it where Quinn Clark could come over and go crazy. Sophomore wideout. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying Holgerson has to love the fact that he's getting the ball in the end zone, like finding the end zone. And I think when we look at we changed the litmus test. Instead of it being can Anthony Colendrea fit into Nebraska's offense or their system or what Nebraska is, I think we should switch and say, is he going to be better than Dylan Raiola was last year? And I think the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
150%.
I agree with that, but like, why not go into a more quarterback friendly system? Like Jonathan Brewer, what he has going on at Duke. I know they lost a lot of production.
I want
but
him.
That is a quarterback friendly system. Like, why not go to a more quarterback that your skill set is utilized? The Big Ten is all about time possession, being able to win that, being able to win the war of attrition. That's everywhere though. On a line of scrimmage and finding ways to gut out ugly games. We see Kirk Ferentz do that in Iowa City year in and year out. He finds ways to win games. I just don't see how it works in Lincoln, and it breaks my heart because back in the day, Nebraska had mobile quarterbacks. It just breaks my heart.
Over the
This-
last few
this
years,
is the
what's
kid-
carried Nebraska's offense? The
running
running
back.
Running.
They find them somehow,
Besides
some
running.
way over the past.
Yeah.
They're good. Nebraska's offense is going to start at the running back position.
Yeah.
So I
Jamal
feel like
Rule went crazy. Jamal Rule in the spring game had himself a day.
and he's going to be the central part of this offense. But I just feel like they're going to I feel like they're going to Bo Nix this dude the second year at Auburn.
No, see that's where I feel like
Because Matt Rule won't not put his hand in the pot.
It's not the same. Okay, I can get you on that, but I just don't
He's
feel
going
like
to not
it's
let
the same
Holgerson
type
do
of,
Holgerson.
controversy. He let Holgorsen do Holgorsen last year. It just was Raiola wasn't Raiola. So I feel like Raiola dropped the ball because he had 2 seasons.
Did he let him do?
Yeah.
Or did he?
I would say so.
Did he let him tailor it towards Raiola?
No,
Because
no,
Raiola
but
was his
Raiola
guy.
is not the same quarterback as Anthony Colendrea. Raiola is a statue.
No,
Raiola,
I know what he's saying. I'm just saying, did Matt Rule let Holgorsen cook to a certain degree?
Oh,
to just
okay, for that, no.
You
Because
see what I'm saying? Not letting him get a
but
full Holgorsen.
if you're gonna have any guy to let the reins loose, why not Anthony Colendrea? I wanted
I
Georgia
agree
Tech
with
to
that.
sign. I wanted Georgia Tech to sign Anthony Colendrea, and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets fans got mad at me. We got Humberto Mendoza, and we think the sky is not falling no more. But like this kid was still productive as a freshman at Virginia. And then he was productive again, had his best season just last year in a go-go where he had to be more safe with the mesh point. Like you have to be more precise at the mesh point. He
didn't
had
even
to stop
start
being a
the season.
bonehead. Nah, he ended up
It starts
taking
till
off.
game 3, I think.
Yeah.
Mountain West Player of the Year after.
He'll have
So it's
33
like,
yards and
Oh yeah, no, like I think the kid's legit. I'm
you
scared.
think
I
he's
don't
gonna
like
get
the fit either.
sabotaged?
I don't like the fit
Yeah, I
either.
feel like he's gonna get screwed. I tell you, I'm feeling a Bo Nix year 2. Auburn.
Well, they got some good hires. They hired Jeep Wade, a former Yellow Jacket coach, over to help be their running game. So you know that their running game is going to continue to take ups. And it was good to see Lane get busy in the spring game. But
I see Matt Rule seeing 10 touchdowns at Colendrea at UNLV, and he got like, all right, he got a boner off this. Like, oh, but I could see this dude going for 815 on the ground, bro.
yeah,
But that's going to take away from everything he's doing at the top.
I
My
could make
belief
the
in Matt Rule
argument
is
that. I mean, I don't got no belief in the man either. But you know, if you talk about what's there, I think I have more hope in Nebraska this year. I tried to make an argument because I thought Daniel Holgorsen could kind of polish up Dylan Raiola,
sure.
but that didn't work out how anticipated. Now he's quarterback 3 now, right?
See, right now, I blame the people that are in opposition and above, because all we keep saying is the SEC and the Big Ten, the SEC and the Big Ten, the SEC and the Big Ten. And some of these kids go into these schools and it's not their fit. But they're going there because it's what the GMs and the scouts and all these big people are telling them is to go. You want to get your eyes, you want to get to the next level, we got to play here.
Let's play a game.
Yeah.
Do you trust PJ Fleck and what's going on in Minnesota more than you trust Matt Rule and what's going on in Nebraska?
Yeah.
PJ.
I'll take PJ all day.
PJ.
What about Kirk
Just can't
Ferentz?
talk. Don't let him talk.
What about Kirk Ferentz and what's going on
Yeah.
in Iowa? Yeah, me too. Alrighty, Ryan Day,
Yeah.
Of course.
Cal Whittingham.
No.
But you can't. It's only 1 year, but yeah.
It's
I still
only
trust
1
him
year.
over.
I still trust him more.
Yeah.
Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
you ready for
got-
this? Greg Schiano.
Yes.
You can take that one to the bank, bro.
Yeah.
I trust
Wait,
that
Antoine
guy
Raymond?
starts
Yeah.
At Rutgers over this dude.
I know,
Yeah.
I know you not a huge Lincoln Riley fan. I love what USC is bringing to the table.
Yes.
So once you start looking at the landscape, I got to look at Nebraska's schedule. I don't see it. I didn't even see it when everybody was hyping them up a few years ago either. Let me look at their schedule.
If there's any guy that has been through the fire, it's probably Colendrea. And
Yeah,
he's
and
got
that's
a
the
chance
thing.
to
I love
see
the kid.
multiple systems. He got a chance to see one system with Tony Elliott in Virginia, then a whole another system at
They
UNLV.
play Indiana. Litmus test. In Lincoln,
Yep.
Nebraska. October. Then they play Oregon right after that. And then they play Washington and Illinois and Rutgers and Ohio State and Iowa.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you the game to circle, and it's gonna let us everything we need to know. East Lansing, when they play Michigan
no,
State,
Is Michigan
26?
State?
20 yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't
bet
sleep
Nebraska
on Pat.
loses that game. I
Yep.
bet you Nebraska loses that game. Like that. That's the game for me. Like what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, because they got a new energy up in there in
yeah,
Michigan
bro.
State right now.
We're queen. We're
Give me
queen for
November
Pat
14th.
Fitzgerald.
Give me
Let me see
November
who's
14th.
In Piscataway?
It's at Piscataway.
Chop.
Yeah.
Piscataway.
Ah.
Yeah.
They back to back. Now their schedule is brutal, bro. Like
That's a leave them at the
at
airport
Michigan
kind of
State
weekend if
versus
he loses that.
Maryland, Indiana, at Oregon, Washington, at Illinois, at
I look at
Rutgers.
that, and I
Ohio
go,
If they win
There's a
7
chance-
games, Colendrea
You
has
might
an
not
MVP
bowl.
type season.
There's a chance that they
They
might
may not go
bowl.
bowling. And Matt Rule may not make it
I
to
don't
the
think
end
they
of the
will.
year.
Hearing
I
that
don't
schedule,
think they
I
go
don't think they
bowling.
bowl.
They don't go bowling.
And this is why I say I don't know if this was his best fit.
I agree. Does he have any more years of eligibility?
One.
One.
He's got this year and next year.
This
Okay.
year and next year. Well, I'm
Yep.
chalking this one up, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Hey,
he does,
And
if
like,
he
that's-
does
if he
cook
balls
in
out,
this,
he has to come back and prove it his senior year with this class being as deep. He has to come back, which
Yeah.
therefore means Lateef is gone.
yeah,
Yep. You're right.
which is
So it
tough.
is, if he's going all in on Colendrea, it has to hit, or
His
they're
last-
both screwed.
I know-
Lateef was always gone. He came in there knowing Joe Raiola was the QB1.
He did. That's a
He
fact.
had
Yeah,
to
but
be
after
real.
but at the end of the season, he's like probably thinking he's QB1
Dino,
of Nebraska
ready?
going into next
Ready?
year.
And the last season, 75 QBR, 55, 48.
Oh no! At the end of the
46.
season was
There was no I
trash
thought I was
for
the
him.
guy, bro.
It was trash for him. But you got to think at some point he's thinking, I started X amount of games for the Nebraska Cornhuskers as a true freshman. I'm QB1 going into next year. You had to think,
And then as soon as that hit
and
the
then
portal,
yeah,
they dropped a hot shit.
and then the
on his
portal
plate.
closed, and he was probably like, "Well, fuck." So
And he hasn't been any. There hasn't been any much improvement in the spring since. So it's like this is a guy that I think we call complacency Chad. I'm complacently being where I am, and there is not a fire underneath my ass that's going to make me move any faster than it is.
Can we
This is
agree
good.
that
that's the best job. In
You all
football,
available to
the
go live
backup
tomorrow?
quarterback.
Like, I feel like we got so much more to talk about, bro. Like,
can we agree, Nebraska fans just watching out there, that we got some true freshmen that look freaking phenomenal, dog? Like, I'm excited for Jamal Rule. I'm excited.
Who's the outside wide receiver? Big boy.
The sophomore.
Morgan something, is that his name? Moses
Morgan.
something.
I know Clark is a beast.
That got a big boy on the outside. Made
just
some
looked
kind of
it up.
stupid one-handed catch.
That was Clark, I think.
I thought it was someone else for some reason.
They from the physicality perspective, I did like that, but it was kind of boring. I'm not gonna hold you. When we sit here and go, like the Nebraska team went 4 of 13 on third down. Like that's trash. Like, what are we doing? And they led with time of possession. So it was like stuff like that I remember seeing in the spring game that I said, all right, still same old Nebraska. But, I mean, I feel like we labeled it perfectly. It's going to come down to Rule and Colendrea.
Is Rule going to let Holgerson rule?
It's gonna
He
happen,
got to.
or they'll both be unemployed.
They both be gone.
And here's my thing. Ready? I don't think he does, because I think in the back of his head, it's a Sam Pittman, Bobby Petrino. This motherfucker's here to take my job. And if I let him cook, they're going to walk my ass out the door and he's going to replace me.
If he got that type of mentality, he don't need to be no head coach then.
yeah.
Because
But
why hire
when
the
you
man in the
promise
first
when
place?
you promise miracles and all you giving up is shitty stuff.
Should have taken the Penn State job.
But that's our fault then. That's our fault as a media then for crowning this man as something, but he wasn't. Because we saw
right.
him do it at Temple,
right.
and we said, "Oh, year 3, Matt Rule. What year is it now at Nebraska?"
No, four.
It's 4.
So I guess the mystery is busted. Like, we gotta pull off the mask like Scooby Doo.
Please believe it or not.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was on the year 3 Matt Rule train too, but
I thought it was gonna be this year.
Still 0-3 versus Iowa.
yeah. Hey, talk
Hey,
that
they
talk.
scored points though. They did score points though in the spring game. I will say that though.
Let's
Hey,
talk
hey,
about this.
Spring game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, for all the smack we said about Coastal's fans, I mean, Nebraska had to boom all the way to the front to make it relevant on TV.
Wow.
That
Empty white
sellout
red
record
seats.
is so inflated, by the way.
You know what?
I don't
Jalen's
believe
been
it.
saying that for years.
I don't believe
That's
it.
funny.
Because they only had like 22,000 out there.
You look at the game like 5 minutes before any game kicks off, that stadium is 3/4 empty.
It said the announced
And then
attendance
it's like, oh,
was
they're all no, I don't buy it.
announced
I watched the
attendance
first half,
was
and it was
27,188, lowest for a Husker spring game since
That
2000.
stadium
they
holds
don't-
almost
they don't
100,000.
Yeah,
yes,
stadium
as I said,
holds almost
they had
100
everybody up. It was so bad.
Hey, you
Pretty sure the
all tight
UFL
shots on the
games had more
fans.
people in attendance than the Nebraska.
Hey, I've been to stadiums and you hear the guy crying. The crowd goes, "Nobody in the back, everybody up front."
Hey, so you saying Coastal wasn't that bad then?
Nah. It's all relative. We got one more topic, fellas. I gotta agree. Get out of here. You guys know I got 9:30 obligations. The College Football Selection Committee announced some additions to their roster today. Former Louisiana AD Brian Maggart, former Cal and Fresno State head coach Jeff Tedford, and most notably head coach and former offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn. Also, Hunter Yurchek, we've talked about him quite a lot on the show, was named as the selection committee chair. How do we feel about the addition to Malzahn being added to the committee? And will we ever find out the true algorithm into what goes into who makes the college football playoff or not? We could just go around the room real quick.
No, we will never get the algorithm, and it will never tell us the secrets to the Da Vinci Code. That will never be given to us. But
That'd be Pandora's box,
Malzahn
right?
brings in 35 plus years of coaching at all levels, high school. Like he's done it all. I think his input into this committee will be enormous. But I think what a lot of people aren't talking about is how much that Jeff Tedford also brings to the table. Like you're talking about a guy that
100
Fresno
wins plus.
State. Yeah, yes, exactly. At two different programs, you're talking about a guy that's going to the CFL, NFL, right, and college level. You're talking about a guy that helped produce Dilfer, Achilles Smith, Joey Harrington, Kyle Bowler, and of course Aaron Rodgers. Like these two guys are huge guys with a lot of experience in college football. Adding to two guys that are already there in D'Antonio and Mike Riley. So I think the direction is huge, and then obviously, the AD, this is another guy.
Maggart.
He's spun them around. Like 23 postseason victories for Louisiana. I'm with it. I think this is something that we needed. This is a direction I can be hopeful about with the committee, where it's getting rid of some of these old geezers and replacing them with maybe not as young but more knowledgeable guys in the field and know what they're doing. So I am all for it.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I think we're starting to see a switch, which needs to happen. I think it needs to just be legit all former retired coaches.
Yes.
None of these ADs or the old geezers, as Nino puts it. Just all coaches that have experience and know what they're looking for, the best teams.
Moon, what do you think?
I agree with y'all. I won't go as far to say all coaches, because I think that the AD side of it can bring an interesting perspective.
That, yes.
See, my only sorry to cut you. My only concern with that is the ADs are going to fight for their conferences.
Not if they're former.
The dude
Okay, if they're former, then I will give it to you. If they're former ADs and they are not currently in a position, I'm for it. But you cannot have acting ADs or anything on the committee.
But peep this, D now. He's the AD for Louisiana Lafayette. Who are they fighting for?
Okay, yeah, no, I can see that. But he's also super well respected. But
he's on the bowl committee.
Yeah, you had guys from major colleges on the committee since it's began. Yeah. You can't have that. Guys who are at schools who have to recuse themselves because their school's in the conversation. You can't have
that part. Absolutely, I agree with you, brother. Yeah, I think overall,
this guy's highly respected. You're on a bowl committee. You know what I mean? He's a dude you want.
Or if they had a dude like Oliver Luck or something come back in and former ADs, former players, super respected among the football committee. That's what I'm for. It just can't be active.
Gotcha. I just don't like the college football playoff committee. And my reasoning behind it is it's all got blown to shreds last year. Any remaining hope that I had got blown to shreds last year.
24 teams.
I stayed up all night in the last week of the season when we had conference championship weekend, right? And I'm stayed up 3 o'clock in the morning working on articles and stuff. And I remember thinking to myself, I mean, we should already know what's going on. They said that the college football playoff committee met all night into the wee hours of the morning. And I said, meeting all night for what? They already chose to put Miami into the conversation and take the other team, not gonna say no names, out of the conversation. So I'm like, what did you spend all night doing? Drinking coffee? going through YouTube TV, they say they watched the Miami Notre Dame game over and over and over again, but they made the decision to move Miami into that place over Notre Dame a week ago. So what was y'all doing?
Right.
That's where my gripe is. But I feel like they're just wasting time. We get somebody like, you know, I was about to say Gene Chizik, my fault. Gus Malzahn. You get Malzahn in there, I think it's heading in the right direction, like y'all said, because you get ball knowers. And no disrespect to Condoleezza Rice, no disrespect to any of the other gentlemen that are a part of this. I don't know who you are. And when we don't know who you are, and you're the one that gets to choose who is the final product for the game that we love, that's a problem. Like, Gus Malzahn had to endure Florida State being absolutely mid. So if anybody I can trust, is him.
Absolutely.
I could trust him. That's the same coach that coached Cam Newton. I could trust him. I know he's not going to screw me over as a college football fan. But what you said about the point with the ADs, that perspective, I didn't think about the former versus the current. Former versus current. I didn't think about that point. That's a good one.
Yep. I think it's just us two, brother. So
it's us two?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the show tonight. Special shout out. If you go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, just become a part of our community. Check out DCFBNation.com on Twitter, DCFBNation, and stay tuned. Keep it locked for whatever we got going on. Any final words, Dino?
No, just good to chop it up with you guys again. Again, just keep an eye out on our socials. We keep up to date, so we'll get you all the information.
We got some major changes coming in the works. Stay tuned. Special shout out to all the regulars that's always here showing love, man. Hope y'all have a great night. And until next time, we get a chance to watch the greatest sport in the world, college football. And until next time, this is CFB Nation.
Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown.